Hey everybody, welcome back to Inside Gaming Daily for Thursday. Pray tell, what story do we have this fine day that we will twist and stretch into 10 minutes because we need a frickin' mid-roll?
Well, let's spin the story wheel.
Okay, go ahead.
The Witcher!
Oh!
Toss a coin.
Is that the game or the Netflix show?
Neither. But look, guys, it's video game adjacent.
Sort of.
News is so slow right now. Come on, Kotaku, could you please expose someone? Tell us what Rockstar is doing to their employees.
Zach, get us back on track.
Yeah, so The Witcher's doing big business these days, and yeah, we mean the Netflix show, not the game, but the game has seen a big uptick in sales recently too. Cross-media promotions for the win. It set viewership records on Netflix, which said recently that 76 million households watched during its first 4 weeks. That's the biggest season 1 launch ever for Netflix.
Probably helps that they also just drastically changed the metric by which they count a view.
Those kind of numbers mean that even the homies,
Homies?
those kind of numbers mean that even the normies have got Witcher mania. And by normies, I mean Mom, who was drawn in by Henry Cavill's Henry Cavillness. You know what? If that makes somebody a normie, I'm the biggest normie on earth. Slather me in normie butter, baby. Give me those eyes.
You won't shut up about Henry Cavill.
Every day, day
How
in, day out.
strong he is, how nice he seems.
How smart he is.
Yep.
How I think he would make a pancake.
Out of you, by sitting on you. Or everyone just misses Game of Thrones. Misses might be the wrong term here. Seeking to rectify trauma and disappointment. Ooh, shots fired on Game of Thrones. A show that previously was...
Maybe on top.
Yeah.
It's interesting that the show is such a hit, right, Zach?
Yeah, critics are pretty divided on it. Do we have critics that criticize critics?
Who criticizes the critic?
Yeah, we might need to bust out some of those soon. These critics have been absolutely wild lately. How the hell are you gonna give Death Stranding a 3.5, Survivor? AV Club is positive about the Witcher series, saying, when the worst thing you can say about a series is that every episode ends up getting better than the one that preceded it, that leaves an exciting amount of room to grow. I roll my eyes at that, but hey, refreshingly positive vibes I'd like to funnel directly into my dead heart. Please.
Jesus, just kept going. I just needed to blow.
But CNN called a dreary medieval fantasy series that even Superman couldn't save. Yeah, that's on brand.
Yeah.
And Entertainment Weekly's reviewers said they were happy to never watch this bore fest ever again. What could be boring about those glorious Cavill packs?
Flatten me, Henry.
Wasn't he busting out of his armor? I heard that was a problem for production.
But beyond the divided critics, people just love this show for whatever reasons. People love a bore fest, and that means we're gonna get a lot more Witcher in all kinds of ways.
I want a Geralt-themed bathtub.
And you shall have it.
Slurp up that.
Yeah! Wait, we need Brian to explain this joke, and he's not here.
I think it's a bathtub with a bronze Henry Cavill just permanently in it.
Oh, you want a horrible, disfigured monster of a bathtub that has Geralt's general appearance.
I
Instead
want
of
his
like claw
face.
feet, it has human Geralt feet.
It's just his mouth.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Ooh, Henry.
And then...
Wow, what just
there,
so many
notepad
things
is
flew
there.
out of your jacket. He's like the kid on the playground that's like, I'd like to sell you something strange. Would you like to see something weird?
Baubles?
Could I interest you to watch?
Trinkets.
All right, maybe we don't need a horrifying human skin bathtub. Speak for yourself. You know what we do need? A Witcher anime, which is a real thing coming to Netflix eventually. Now, there's no confirmed timeline yet, but holy shit. Yeah, all right, and there's some pretty big name players involved.
So Netflix tweeted yesterday that a new Witcher story is in the works. Consider me titillated. It won't show up in the prompter, but Autumn italicized that word, so please make sure you read it as such. Autumn, do you want to come up and say titillated for us?
Hold on, why don't you step in? Right, we should clear out.
Yeah.
Titillated.
And stay out! We don't know where or when it takes place in The Witcher's canon, right, Zachary?
Yeah, Netflix just said that it's called The Witcher Nightmare of the Wolf. It'll involve a new threat facing the continent. The threat is Henry Cavill Geralt, and the victim is my heart.
Angina.
My vagina.
Angina. It's a heart disease.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Although
what I said.
vaginas,
Isn't that what you said?
Vagina? Anyway, that's about all we learned when it comes to the plot. I mean, if it's as fun as this previous Netflix show has been, I'm down. Plot be damned. I'm gonna say this definitively.
Oh, are you?
Okay. I have watched more bad 80s sword and sorcery movies than most alive. And the best fantasy, other than Lord of the Rings, is super low stakes. It's not about saving the world. None of that shit. It's like some dumb bearded sorcerer guy that has like a village captive or has like a princess and some guy has to go stab him That's the best fantasy.
You finished?
And that's basically what Witcher is.
You done?
So this is fine. Stop expecting.
Is that
Game
what
of
The
Thrones-
Witcher's about?
So it's just about and
Yes,
killing
yes.
monsters.
And
And he
So there are some big names involved in this anime, including Studio
Can you say
Mir.
it properly?
So there are some big names involved in this anime, including Studio Mir, which worked on animated shows such as Voltron, Legendary Defender on Netflix, and The Legend of Korra.
And those are shows that people love to not stop ever talking about.
Lauren Hissrich, who is the showrunner for the Witcher series, is a producer as well.
Hissrich tweeted that she's been keeping the animated show secret for over a year, so it sounds like it might have been in development for a while now.
Right, Zach?
So while we don't know a lot about it yet, there definitely seems to be a lot of muscle behind it. Hey. Yeah, it's a sign that Netflix now considers The Witcher to be a major franchise. Deserved.
Yeah, it is.
An animated show makes a lot of sense. Netflix been rolling out a lot of them lately. Plus, this is a way to squeeze more juice out of The Witcher. It's still popular and you gotta milk that calf while it's young.
Yeah, The Witcher has gotten mixed reviews and some viewers have found it confusing. Netflix even had to put out a timeline to explain everything, but it's clear that lots of people have been enjoying it.
And if something's successful, they're gonna make more of it. That's showbiz, baby!
Oh!
Hollywood!
Yeah, the show has even spawned a breakout song!
Umbrella by Rihanna.
Toss a coin to your Witcher, which has finally showed up on Spotify and Apple Music. Now you can enjoy that earworm for yourself.
This will be perfect for my morning workout routine of getting up from the couch and walking to the fridge for another beer, right, dads?
Morning in there and it's not in there, but it's funny.
I wake up 6 a.m. every day. I cruise to the fridge for a brew. I'm wearing full hockey pads already. Son, poking him with a hockey stick. Wake up, son, watch The Witcher.
Oh, and speaking of live action Witcher show, it's been renewed for a second season!
That happened before the first season even started.
Damn, Netflix must have a crystal ball.
So yeah, season 2 is still a ways off, but we might be getting a familiar face in it.
Henry Cavill.
Zach, tell us about this fantasy casting. I gotta know more.
It's everyone's favorite Jedi, Mark Hamill. The very Twitter active Mark Hamill as the role of Vesemir.
The Joker Man?
And it might have worked. While it started as kind of a fan movement online, Hamill himself later tweeted that he's interested, which of course got the rumor mill working overtime. Then adding fuel to the fire, IGN recently interviewed, I'm gonna say Hissrich, the showrunner, and definitely left the possibility open that Hamill might join up.
She told IGN that they haven't casted the role yet, but quote, Mark has always been of interest to me and interest to the project. Obviously, we've seen what a huge fan base The Witcher has, and to add that to a Star Wars fan base makes my mind explode a little bit.
I think that's fine casting, but whoa, shut up.
And speaking of the Witcher fan base, you know who's apparently a huge Witcher fan?
Who's that?
Elon Musk.
Your favorite.
Yeah, our resident f***ing weirdo. Elon,
He'll
dig a
blow you up
hole
on
and
Twitter.
stay in it. Yeah, the real life Tony Stark.
Oh, no.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
No.
Real life moron recently put out a poll on Twitter asking people if they want to play The Witcher on your Tesla.
No!
I don't want to because I
wanna
have
play
a
it.
Corolla. Was I too mean to Elon?
It wasn't clear which Witcher game he was talking about, but regardless, the votes were overwhelmingly in favor of being able to play a Witcher game in your fancy future car.
I gotta use Igni.
Autopilots into a pedestrian.
I love playing The Witcher while my Cybertruck destroys a post office.
Cyberstruck.
Yeah, the popularity of the show has also boosted the popularity of The Witcher 3 game, like we said earlier.
game.
Did we? It's seeing a renewed interest on Steam thanks to the success of the show.
And over the last month, its popularity shot through the roof. On January 5th,
What was that? Was that you?
Watch said I didn't get that after you said shot through the roof.
Siri.
On January 5th, it had an all-time peak on Steam of more than 103,000 players. It's cooled off since then, but that's still impressive for a game that's almost 5 years old.
Yeah, and it's well deserved, right, Zach?
Yeah, I mean, The Witcher 3 is a really incredible game. You know, thanks CD Projekt Red. Please finish Cyberpunk 2077.
Meanwhile, the books have also been topping the sales charts on Amazon, and earlier this month, the author of the Witcher books, Andrzej Sapkowski, and CD Projekt Red announced that they'd signed a new agreement that could pave the way for more Witcher games in the future. Look, we don't always have to make fun of people's names because they're foreign.
I'm amazed that you were
That's
able to just blaze through
That's
it.
great.
Like that. CD Projekt Red is obviously busy with Cyberpunk 2077 these days, but after that, who knows? They just reached a deal to make more games, I think, with the author.
Yeah, the studio said in the past that they're open to future Witcher games, but they said that they probably won't have Geralt in them.
Can they do that?
I think that's illegal. I'm a little upset by this news, but in 2017, studio co-founder Marcin Niewinski. See, I can't do it. You just blaze through it.
Yeah.
I gotta stop and stall.
It's
Yeah,
hard.
that guy told investors for the past 10 years the team has been working on swords and castles animals and medieval Slavic monsters. So I think it's time for our guns and androids and some ammo. We like this world a lot. We invested 15 years of our lives in it and a lot of money. So we'll think about another Witcher game at some point.
Sounds like somebody has Witcher burnout.
Ooh,
Geralt was just a little too sexy.
Just a little bit.
It's like staring into the sun. But yeah, the burnout is pretty understandable after 3 straight games, and those games helped transform CD Projekt Red from an indie studio into a very well-respected AAA developer that even runs its own game store.
One of the better game stores, actually. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see going forward. Netflix can maintain the Witcher magic with its shows.
I was doing a sign.
I got that.
Yeah.
There's always the risk of diluting a brand if you make too much of it, especially if the quality isn't as good.
Star Wars.
But for right now, The Witcher is on a roll, and that train's not slowing down anytime soon. Choo-choo, motherfucker. Sorry? Choo-choo, witch f***er. Wait, no, sorry. Choo-choo, sorcerer f***er.
Choo-choo witch f***er is
I like
awesome.
choo-choo witch.
Yeah, choo-choo witch f***er.
Me amo choo-choo witch.
So, Bride, how faithful is this new Witcher show?
Well, the answer is mostly, but we did some research, came up with a few major differences between the show versus the novels and the games, so buckle up. Here we go.
I'm buckling. We buckled the opposite way. It's very good.
That's how cars work.
Is it really? Anyway, fair warning, we're about to get